Shipmates, hey, Force Master Chief Osborne here. Been hearing a lot of myths and rumors about the COVID-19 vaccine, so I'm going to give a call to Force Surgeon Captain Thier so we can get to the facts. Hey, Doc.
Hey, Forrest, how's it going?
Good, sir. I'm doing real good. Been hearing a lot of myths and rumors about COVID-19 vaccine. Can you help shed some light on those?
I'd be happy to.
So the first myth is that you can get COVID-19 from the vaccine. Is there any truth to that?
It is not possible for us to get COVID-19 from the vaccine from Moderna or Pfizer or even the future versions of the vaccine. Vaccines typically use an inactivated version of the virus, parts of the virus, or in this case, a gene from a virus. So it is not possible to actually get COVID-19 from the vaccination.
Okay. The next myth is that the messenger or the delivery, the RNA technology used in the vaccine, it can change your DNA.
That's a great question, Forrest. Thanks for asking that. There's a lot of people out there that think that. Messenger RNA does not interact or affect your DNA whatsoever. The vaccine teaches our immune system to essentially recognize the virus and fight off the virus. It does not become part of you.
Okay, great. Another myth that I've been hearing is that the vaccine is not safe because it was made too quickly.
Oh, yeah, I know. I get that a lot. Forrest, that's a great question, great concern. So yes, the vaccination was developed as quickly as humanly possible because it is a pandemic and we're trying to solve this as quickly as possible. But routine procedures and processes were put in place to ensure the safety of this vaccination was actually ensured. There were rigorous safety and effectiveness standards that were put in place that they were developed using all their vaccinations as well. So it's the same kind of methodologies that were used with other vaccinations. In fact, this new technology using mRNAs actually has been in development and studied for the last 20 years. Very safe.
Doc, thank you, sir. Another myth that's circling around is that the vaccine will affect fertility, specifically for those who are trying to make those families, right?
You know, Forrest, that's a great question. I actually received that just personally in my office not too long ago. It is a debunked false report that was spread on social media. And as we all know, social media isn't always something you can trust for true and legitimate data. During the Pfizer vaccine trial, in fact, 23 women were able to get pregnant while taking the vaccine. It has no effect on male fertility either.
Yes, sir. And there's a myth that says that you don't need the vaccine if you've already tested positive for COVID-19. What about that? Is that any truth?
Great question. Great question. So, if you have had the COVID vaccine or COVID-19, if you've tested positive before, you still need to get the COVID vaccine. Okay. People who get reinfected, and it is possible to get reinfected with COVID-19, people who get reinfected actually have a worse symptomatology, a worse clinical picture on the second go-around. So it's very important to actually get the vaccine for this. Early evidence has shown that a natural infection doesn't really confer long-term protection. And I think that's because the actual vaccination provides neutralizing antibodies, which isn't necessarily given to you by a natural infection.
Perfect. There's a myth that the side effects from the vaccine are dangerous. How about that one, Doc?
Yeah. So there are a lot of associated side effects with the vaccination, like a sore arm or headache or maybe even a mild fever. However, these are really short-lived and very mild in the vast majority of cases. So it's not a huge issue. I've said before, I've got both doses of my vaccination. I've had no problems. I had a little bit of a sore arm, but tolerated just fine. In fact, the absolute vast majority of people do just fine.
Doc, me too. I've got my shot. So I've been hearing some people saying that the vaccine contains controversial substances.
Yeah, Forrest, thanks for asking that. That's a great question. Again, a lot of people think that. However, it's not true. So the first two COVID-19 vaccines to be authorized by the FDA contain mRNA, so messenger RNA, and other normal vaccine components and ingredients, such as fats, which help protect the mRNA, also contains a little bit of sugar, some other normal vaccine ingredients. So these COVID-19 vaccines were developed without using fetal tissue. They don't have any kind of tracking device, any foreign objects in them, implants, microchips, anything along those lines. It's just a normal vaccine ingredients.
Perfect. Okay, last myth, Doc. Once someone gets their vaccine, can they remove their mask and get close to others again?
Yeah, sure wish that were possible right away. Having got my vaccination, I would love to not wear a mask. But unfortunately, we still need to continue those mitigation measures, such as wearing your mask, staying 6 feet away from people who are outside of your household, washing your hands frequently. What we don't know is whether this vaccine actually prevents you from giving it to somebody else. Vaccinations do not prevent you from actually taking on the vaccine or the virus. You can still get the virus. It does prevent you from having moderate to severe symptoms from the COVID-19 infection. So we continue to need to do those mitigation measures until enough people have had the vaccination or have been infected, so we can have herd immunity. So hope that answers your question.
It does. Hey, thanks, Doc, for debunking those myths. Appreciate it.
Hey, Forrest, anytime.
Well, shipmates, there you have it. I hope you've helped in understanding that we stop these myths when you hear others spreading them. Thanks again. Force out.